What is up everybody, my name's LeakyTapsMan and this is yet another This Week in Gaming where I bring you up to date with everything going on in the world of video games. And I apologise straight away for my absence last week, but I barely had 20 minutes to myself. There was just a lot of stuff going on and it was stuff that I could not avoid, so sorry for that. Anyway, on with the news itself. The biggest one, and this was actually last week, is that Dark Souls 2 has been confirmed. This kind of came out of the blue for me. I did not see this coming at all, and there were no real rumours about the game's existence. But anyway, the game was revealed with a trailer, and apparently it's been in development since September 2011. There were a couple of previews in a couple of magazines, I can't remember which ones, but they gave a few key bullet points. I'll go over them. It mentioned a huge graphical leap which is ready for the next generation of consoles. The PC version said to be on par with Watch Dogs and Star Wars 1313 in terms of graphical fidelity. Apparently the story will be more clear. There's a morality system and it is supposedly penciled in for a 2014 release date, which would again suggest next generation. So that's great news for fans of Demon Souls / Dark Souls. Any significant updates regarding the game itself, and I'll be sure to mention them. Okay, at the VGA Awards, there were a couple of trailers, and one of them was quite interesting regarding potentially Hideo Kojima's newest project, which is called The Phantom Pain. Now, there was a trailer which didn't really reveal a whole lot, but internet speculation has gone wild, as it always does, saying that this is supposedly Metal Gear Solid 5, because one of the characters apparently looked like Solid Snake. Now, the developer is supposedly Moby Dick Studios, never heard of them, and apparently when looked into, the CEO of this company is an anagram of Kojima, so we can assume that Hideo Kojima is behind this whole thing. And we all know he loves to be kind of cryptic with a lot of his announcements and stuff like that, so don't take this as an outright confirmation of Metal Gear Solid 5, but this is more substantial evidence than anything beforehand, so watch this space definitely. Okay, also this week some kind of not so great news. This is regarding Silicon Knights. They made 2 Human and Eternal Darkness. Now, for those of you unaware of the situation of the company, basically they're at the bare bones right now. They've got next to no staff because they had this massive lawsuit with Epic Games over the use of their Unreal 3 engine license. I won't bore you with the details, but basically Silicon Knights lost and they owed Epic a hell of a lot of money and they had to fire a lot of their staff. So obviously this meant that a lot of their games that were in production got cancelled, and a user from the NeoGAF forums, basically he did a lot of extensive research and found out that 2 Human 2 and 3 were both in development, or at least 3 was in the planning stages at that point. Eternal Darkness 2 was in development. That one is a real kick in the teeth because that first game was awesome. There was a game called The Box, which was apparently a survival horror type game, and The Crucible Evil Within, which was described as a combination of Eternal Darkness and Diablo. So some kind of big games there. By the way, this guy found like concept art and screenshots and videos for these projects, so he's not just making them up. There was visual proof, and I'm sure you'll agree it's really, really crappy news. I know 2 Human rubbed a lot of people up the wrong way, because ironically for a game that's in development for like 10 years it felt like a rush job, but it did have quite a cult following, and I'm sure as the trilogy progressed it would have got substantially better. Eternal Darkness 2, massive blow, so that's not great to hear, any of that. Okay, and finally, the Hitman HD trilogy has been confirmed. This will contain Hitman 2, Hitman Contracts, and Hitman Blood Money. It's going to cost $40, it's coming out on the 360 and PlayStation 3, and it will be coming January 29th in the USA and February 1st in Europe. Although I'm a fan of stealth games, I've never actually touched the Hitman games, which is kind of shameful on my part. I don't know why, but I've just never had the desire to play them, but I think now's as good a time as any to pick these up, so I'm glad that this collection's coming out. There seems to be a lot of really decent HD collections coming as of late. Of course, the main one I'd love to see is Final Fantasy, so Square Enix, get on that, please. Okay, so that summarises everything that's gone on this week in the world of video games. What can you expect this week from my channel? I'm going to really try and push and get this Resistance 4 wishlist done, because I've got it quite close and I've had it quite close for like 4 weeks now, so really there's no excuse on my part. And that will probably be it, to be honest. My new job means that I don't have a great deal of spare time anymore, and when I do, I don't really feel like making videos, I'm going to be honest. So I may not be as active in the foreseeable future. I'm sure my attitude will change at some point, but at the moment I just don't really feel like doing a great deal. And also the week after next I will announce my giveaway winners. So thanks to everyone that's entered into that, and if you haven't already then be sure to check out my giveaway video. It's on my channel as the featured video right now. So a huge thank you for watching. If you could like, I'd appreciate that. Thanks and goodbye.